Dr. Tabitha Hardy and Jennifer Mahoney, and this is Tab and Jen Get You In. Yes. So today we're going to talk a little bit about not only prospective students but current students and the resources that we have available at IU Indianapolis to get somebody started with their educational journey here. So I feel like this campus is a really well-resourced campus. And it's one that, like, if you have any issues, troubles, you can find a resource to be really helpful to you. And I really think that we probably have some of the best offices, services, resources out there to fully support our students.
Yeah, I think I agree. Everything from like wellness, health, recreation, multicultural center, libraries, everything you could think of that a student would want. Writing center, things that can help them get through, support them, and get them to have a successful journey, in graduate school.
Yeah, I agree. We've got our adaptive educational services. We have counseling and psychological services too. So lots of different things that our students can use as a resource as they think about and navigate their schoolwork, but also your next steps.
Yep. And I think a great place to start is like just getting oriented especially for our new students. We have continuing students who may not be aware of many of these resources, but our new students should definitely check out a couple things that we offer. Like on our website, which is graduate.indianapolis.edu, there is a student life and support section that has getting oriented as the first tab in the menu, and there's just a drop down of all kinds of things, that setting up your university account, parking, all the things that students might worry about as they're coming first time to the campus and starting their first day of class or a week before the class or whatever. And then we also have an orientation guide that is the Grad JAG quick onboarding guide, which is go.iu.edu/grad JAG start. So that's something that just got created this year by a graduate assistant in our office. And so we're really happy to offer that. And again, I think it's really designed for new students coming in, but current students can get a lot out of it. They may not know of some of these resources.
Yeah, I hear that all the time too. Oh, I didn't know that we could do this, or I didn't know this was available for grad students. Yes, so definitely check out those websites and check out the orientation guide too. And we also have a resource guide on our website as well that one of our graduate students did. So that also links to a lot of the campus services and departments that students can utilize as they think about, like, what do they need? Do I need help in writing? So maybe I do need to go to the writing center. Maybe I need to do our drop-in and write, right? So that may be another resource for folks to check out also.
Yeah, that could be really helpful. And I was thinking too about the Graduate Mentoring Center. And people say, students are often saying, what? You have a mentoring center? Yes. Or they might say, what is a mentoring center? So the mentoring center here is one, like, pretty unusual to have it at universities, large universities like us. But they do a lot of training for grad students to learn how to pick a mentor and how to work with their mentor, how to better communicate, how to set some expectations. But also there's training for faculty and staff on how they can be better mentors. So the Graduate Mentoring Center, which is part of the graduate school, is a great resource that I think a lot of current students may not know about it or may not know really what it means, what it is. So hopefully we've explained that a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's an excellent resource. I work with our director for the Graduate Mentoring Center, and they put on some great programming. Usually it's monthly programming, so you can check that out and really participate and get those tips and skills that you need to be a better mentor. Because what people don't realize is whatever you're going to as a next step, you're probably going to have a mentor or you're going to be mentoring somebody. So it's great to build your skill set in that area.
And also something I learned since I've been working with the grad school about the mentoring center is you should really have more than one mentor. You may need several mentors.
Yes.
And we're going to put in a plug for the free food that you get when you come to these mentoring dialogues, always around lunchtime or, dinner or supper time. Have pizza or something, just feed you guys and you enjoy it.
Yeah, that's always helpful. Unless it's online, and then we expect you to feed yourself. You gotta feed yourself then.
Just go to the fridge and come on over.
Absolutely. Now, another program that I serve as the director for is our Preparing Future Faculty and Professionals program. And this one, I really think is probably the hidden jewel of the grad school because it allows people to really get and itemize almost like what they want in professional development. So what we do is we try to have monthly programming on some broader topics, like the next one that we'll have is on utilizing or leveraging your job search. We know everybody at some point is going to look for their next step and look for a job. So we want to help you think about how to best search for a job. I think people go to these big job search sites and then they're like, oh, wait, there's nothing out here for me, right? So we want to help you navigate that part. But we've talked about negotiations. We've talked about leveraging LinkedIn. We've had sessions with alumni panelists who would talk about their jobs now. So I think PFFP is one of those tools that people don't necessarily realize they can utilize, and you can join it at any time as a professional development supplement. We know that our schools do a lot within the schools to talk a little bit about your career and your professional development, but PFFP is another one. And you can get a certificate and a badge when you complete the programming for PFFP. So it's a really excellent one, and you can find that on the grad school website also.
Yeah, and I think with PFFP, it's important to know that it can be any discipline. You can be from any discipline,
Yep.
and it's an opportunity to network, right? Also,
It is.
so it's networking with other disciplines, other people from other schools and departments and programs, and also when you're talking about the alumni panelists, making those connections maybe with people in the community, in corporations or organizations where they could maybe do some networking and informal interviewing to find out what might be their next step, what it looks like to work for such and such or this place.
Yeah, and our PFFP program also has an annual conference that we host on campus every year, and then we host our 3-minute thesis during that time too, which if you haven't heard of the 3-minute thesis, you get 3 minutes and 1 slide to talk about your research, which can be a challenge, and it has to be communicated in a way that everybody in the audience understands. So whether or not you're coming from medicine or English, you have to understand what this person is talking about and what the research is. So it's really a very cool thing to experience and to witness and to participate in.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun, and just as I've watched some of the students rehearse and help provide some feedback, I'm not on the science side at all, and a lot of them do have sessions about their science or their presentation, and I am just like, oh, I get it now, where I would never have understood it before. Plus, they get cash awards for the winners, right?
They do, which is really a motivating factor for
sure. We want everybody to sign up and do that and have a great competition, campus-wide competition, and then the winner goes on to a regional competition at somewhere nearby regionally. So
so it's really great and a good time, and you can find those videos on our YouTube page and check out the 3-minute thesis competitions.
I'm glad you mentioned the YouTube page, because there's so much there. There's things for prospective students, but there's also things on thesis writing, dissertation writing, anything having to do with meeting deadlines or time management, all kinds of short little videos that a lot of our current graduate students have recorded, or Dr. Hardy's been a part of them. So a lot of great resources on the YouTube channel, which is just IU Graduate School Indianapolis. So
So also there you'll find videos on financial aid resources. So it really is a great tool, and I would say subscribe to our YouTube page for sure. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So are there other things that you could think of that, maybe a future student might want to know about our campus?
Yeah, I think some of the basics, most of the basics are covered in the getting oriented section. Like I said, things about parking or things about getting that crimson card that you need to maybe print on campus. The campus center is one of our main areas that have a lot of resources for new students and returning students that have to do with those kinds of issues that you may come across as a student. So there's also a lot of opportunities to get involved with other students, like we were talking about the networking opportunities and the student organizations, like the government, graduate and professional student government is a great way to get involved, to be part of the government. You can go to their meetings, they're open to others to participate. And then of course we have one that Dr. Hardy is the advisor of, so I'll let you talk about UpnGO.
Yeah, so UpnGO is our underrepresented professional and graduate student organization, and it's really for anyone who feels like they may be underrepresented, they might feel that way, or they might just be looking for a home and some friends to network with. It is a great organization, and actually this month, next week, they are planning to have an event with our counseling and psychological services folks and health and wellness promotion for Healthy Relationships Week. It's called Share the Love. So they're going to be writing Valentine's Day cards. So people can come, stop by. It'll be in our campus center, and they can write letters to loved ones or write letters to themselves, feel the love and share that love. So that's really cool. The other thing that I want to mention too is that we have on our website an event calendar. And that event calendar will share with you everything that we've got going on throughout the month, the semester, and you can keep up with us that way. And we also have some great social media that you can keep up with us as well. So we've got LinkedIn, we have Instagram. And maybe a Facebook page?
Yeah, a Facebook page. Those three are the main ones, I think. And then we have the Grad Jag, the current student newsletter that comes out twice a month. Usually on a Monday. There's all of our events, a short link to them, and you just, again, scan the event calendar, but look for that Grad Jag as a current student. You should get that twice a month. So it has information maybe about certain fellowships or financial assistance that might be coming up, events that might be coming up, anything that we think graduate students and professional students would be interested in. So
yeah. The other thing that I want to mention as a resource is our Pause Pantry. So Pause Pantry is a place where all you have to do is take your ID card and sign up to go get food. So I've seen our graduate students do this very well, where they would go, take their friends with them, and they would all get like food for themselves for the week, for the next 2 weeks. So I think that's a really great way to supplement whatever you already have. Go to Pause Pantry, pick up some more stuff, and then hey, you can have a great buffet at the house.
Yeah, and it's nice also, students may feel moved that they'd like to offer some things to donate to Pause Pantry, so they could have cans of soup or something at home that they have that they don't, not expired, but that they'd like to donate to the Pause Pantry. And then there's Hire Attire, which is through the Office of Student Employment, and they offer mostly kind of professional clothing for students that might be doing interviewing or interviewing for a job, or need to kind of dress up a little for an event or something like that. So that's free also. They just come and show their Crimson card, and they can get something nice to wear for an interview, ideally, but other reasons that they need to kind of present a little bit more of a professional approach than your average student clothing kind of look. So
yeah, absolutely. That's really a great thought too. Yeah, and we've talked a little bit about some of the resources that folks can have we have here on campus. There's our Center for Teaching and Learning, which is right around the corner from the graduate school. Those folks talk a little bit about you as a teacher and developing those teaching skills. And so a lot of our graduate students serve as instructors. So they serve as teachers, they serve as graduate graders, and they develop those skills by utilizing some of the resources from our CTL. CTL also does great workshops for students. We do a TA orientation that happens in the fall that kind of covers a lot of different topics so that students get really familiar with, okay, I'm going to have my own class. What does this look like, right? And so, and I think that's really great and a good resource for students also.
Yeah, and one thing I was going to mention, we're kind of throwing a lot at them, and they're like, how am I going to get involved and do all this stuff, and my work, my student responsibilities. So just remembering that there can be stress, with graduate school, like with any type of school. It's a job in many ways to be a grad student. Sure. There are resources for people that might be struggling. The student organizations, will provide some belonging and some inclusion and feel like you have some people you can talk to. But if you need more professional help and need to talk to a therapist or be part of a group, like a support group, then CAPS, which is Counseling and Psychological Services, is the place to go. And they have appointments that you can set up in advance and see them at no cost for, I think it's a limited number of appointments, but it's quite generous that you can go for a while. And then also our clinical psychology program have students that are studying for their PhD in clinical psych, and they can see students on an individual basis as well. So
right, yeah, so very cool. Yeah, so just to kind of wrap things up, check out our website, check out our YouTube page, check us out on social media, and subscribe to this podcast. We're here to help you guys and answer any questions that you might have. So feel free to reach out to us and to connect.
Yep, and there's more to come. We have more to share. Believe it or not, we didn't cover everything today. So do stay tuned, and we'll be back.
Bye, everybody.